So in the name of embracing our emotions, the other side to this tip on actually acknowledging your hurt and pain is also another way that I am dragging myself, because I do this, allowing yourself to actually feel. For a long time actually, I made the mistake of thinking that I was feeling when I was really just acknowledging, observing, and analyzing my feelings. And it's crazy realizing this, because like I didn't even know that was a thing, you know, like I didn't know that that wasn't feeling, you know, for a long time. And for a lot of people who, you know, think a lot and are in their minds a lot, just analyzing and observing and like explaining your feeling, like being able to explain your feelings does not mean that you're feeling them. And that's crazy to think about. But it's also kind of like crazy to think about like the ways in which our minds practice self-preservation. Because, you know, if you don't let yourself feel for a long time, when you're a child, a lot of us as children were made to believe that we couldn't cry. And if you're crying, you want to release this pain that you're feeling, because, you know, crying, it's a it's a physical response to pain. So if we're crying, like if we're physically responding to this pain, and as children we want to be soothed, you know, our caretakers, that's one part of their jobs, you know, to soothe us when we're in pain. If we're crying, if we're having this physical response and we're so sad, we're so hurt, and we're looking to our caregivers for soothing, and all they have to say to us is, no matter how softly they say it, or if they're outright yelling in our face, stop crying, I'll give you something to cry about, then that tells us that crying equals danger as a consequence. You know, crying equals a consequence. You know, we will not be soothed if we cry. We'll actually, with this threat, we'll actually be in more danger, you know, than the hurt that we already feel. So that causes us to associate these vulnerable emotions, or anything that makes us cry, anything that makes us sad, and pretty much anything that makes us feel vulnerable or quote unquote weak, as danger. So our minds, in terms of survival, will try to, you know, preserve ourselves and not feel our feelings, and do mental gymnastics to like curb around our feelings. And that's one of them, actually only acknowledging, observing, and analyzing our feelings. So in the name of being authentic with ourselves, and in the name of feeling, stop doing that. A way to combat both of these I guess self-preservation tactics that we do for ourselves, a good exercise is, number one, if you don't journal, listen, if it's not one thing y'all get from any of these videos, if it's not one thing, let me give you the greatest tip ever to journal. Write your thoughts down. You need to release them in some way, whether it's writing it out, doing a video diary, or whatever, or even voice memos, you know, but get it out. Having it all up in your mind, like, it's so annoying, and it creates like such mental chaos you don't need. Like, a physical representation of journaling is like removing a weighted vest, honestly. Like, decompress, ground yourself, and honestly, you know, do the work of analyzing your feelings, but don't just stop there, as I said. So, like I was saying, a good way to combat these tactics of self-preservation is to do an I feel exercise. Basically, it's not even really an exercise, I guess. It's more so writing down or saying out loud, whether it's in the moment or, you know, it's later and you're going over the situation again. I feel, or that made me feel. So look up some emotions. Honestly, Google. Yes, do this. This is actually another tip, the next tip, but I'll get more into it. But look up some emotions if you're not very familiar, because there's a whole range of emotions, or I guess there's a whole vocabulary that you can use in order to I sound like a dweeb. in order to describe how you feel. So rather than I feel so angry, go deeper. I feel hurt. And if that's all you can admit, like in that time, then just do that. If that's all you can admit that day, that week, just do that. You know, we go through a lot, very painful things. And if you've been suppressing your emotions for, you know, a really long time, even going deeper into, like, you know, something that's like not that serious, or, you know, into something small, it can really feel, it can just feel intense, because, you know, it's something that we've been, it's not even that it's just unfamiliar. It's that we've created an aversion to it by repressing our emotions. So it's like, it's gonna feel intense. So do as little as you can, but still be sure to get it done, because like I said before, you owe yourself this healing. So do I feels, or I felt, or this made me feel. And if you want to talk it over with the person that hurt you, this will be a great way to explain how you felt, especially if you have problems with expressing yourself in that way. Now, granted, if, you know, you cut off the person that caused you pain and you're just done with them, in general, it is hard to acknowledge pain when another person hurt you with malicious intent. You know, like, it's almost a feeling like you don't want to say that you were hurt so that they, you know, don't get like an ego trip, or so that they don't know, or so that, you know, you don't give up your power in a way. Like, staying mad and staying angry is a way for a lot of us, well, in our minds, to keep our power. And let me just say, or let me just really tell you, drill it into you, that acknowledging your pain to yourself is not giving up your power. If anything, it's taking back your power from that other person, and it's helping you to heal so you can just be done with the situation and truly done with the other person, and not, you know, hold a grudge against them. Because honestly, I feel like if you keep the grudge, then that's still giving them power. You know, like, if they walk into a room and, not that like you get uncomfortable, because I feel like that's valid and that's normal. But if someone's face when they walk into a room gets you so enraged, then it's obvious, you know, you still have some things to confront about the situation, you know. And honestly, holding on to that for years, it does give them power. Acknowledging your emotions, feeling them, coming to peace with them, coming to terms with them, understanding them, as well as being able to feel them, and then getting over that lesson that you were meant to learn with that situation, it gives you back your power and back your peace. It even may make you feel more at peace. So does that sound like a powerless thing? Exactly. Please listen to me, honey, please, because I know what I'm talking about. So yeah, like I was saying, you're actually taking your power back and not letting them get in the way of your healing and your peace, and as well as your connection with yourself. Because like I said, you're just admitting this to yourself. You don't have to admit this to the other person. You know, it's like whatever you feel called to do. But in this instance, with this tip, I'm talking about admitting it to yourself. Admitting, like, get the other people out of your mind. They're not here. Like, I know, trust me, I know, especially if you've been bullied before, if you've been criticized by family like nonstop for years, like, it can feel like these people are in your head and you're always considering like what they're gonna say about you, what they're gonna, you know, do if they catch you like doing something, they're gonna bully you, blah blah blah. It can feel like all of society is in your head, you know, telling you what to do or judging you based on what you do. That's not real. And we can honestly leave a comment if you want to get into that, because honey, it's a lot. But take the other people, the other person or other people who you feel like are judging you or will judge you if they find out that you're hurt. Take them out of your mind. They're not here. It's literally just you and yourself. And that's really how, you know, you connect with yourself, by admitting, I am hurt, and how this hurt you, why you feel like it hurt you, you know, the extent to which it hurt you. You know, don't allow them to make you further disconnect yourself from you, and don't allow them to come between you and your cultivation of your power. Basically, get the other parties, whoever you think is judging you, out of your mind, especially as you go on this healing journey, because, or just this feels journey, because, or just through life, because it gets down, like, when you really get into like the wounds, honey, it gets dirty, it gets disgusting, like it gets crunchy, it gets slimy, you know, like it gets crazy. And worrying about who's gonna judge you if they know that you're going through this is really just a distraction, because it's really not real, you know, like they're not in your mind. So with that being said, do not let anger be your end-all be-all of your feels journey. Go deeper. There's a lot under that surface. Trust me, I know. There's a lot under there that you're gonna want to acknowledge. And also, go past acknowledging, observing, and analyzing your feelings, because there's a lot beneath that as well. Trust me, I know. And I just want to reassure y'all before I go, do not feel bad if, you know, you do both of these things, because I did both of these things, and honestly, yeah, it's not good to beat yourself up about it. I've went through that too. You're not abnormal. We all deal with emotions in our own way. We've all been taught to deal with emotions in different ways that influence how we deal with emotions in our adult lives. So don't blame yourself, blame your parents. Nah. Nah, but like kind of for real though. Don't be too hard on yourself. Do not beat yourself up. I will beat you up before you start beating yourself up. Quote me on that. Yeah, don't be out here beating yourself up, honey, because it's just like, it's just not only is it not supportive, it's not constructive. Like, it's like that just distracts you from being able to feel. Like, if you can't admit things to yourself without like you blowing up at yourself, how are you gonna admit things to other people like willingly without like a huge blow up? Exactly. So let me stop babbling. Thank y'all for listening to me babble. Thank you for watching this video. Comment down below if you want me to talk about any other topics after this healing series. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe if you want more of this. Definitely comment if it helped you as well. I love reading those comments. I love responding to people in the comments. Trust me, look at all of my videos. I always respond. Sometimes it takes me a little bit because I don't get the notification for some reason, but yeah, comment. Socials are in the description box if you want to check up on the kid in you know, real life and real time. And you know, you miss me and you caught up on all of my videos and you're just like, yo, what is she doing right now? Or if you want to harass me for another video, I welcome that too. My name is Confident Black Girl, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.